So with Isaiah Pacheco out multiple weeks with a fractured fibula and landing on the IR, the Kansas City Chiefs have brought back Kareem Hunt. I like this signing a lot for a multitude of reasons. I can't remember the last time I saw Kareem play, but obviously he's been with the Browns the past 5 years, and I remember he was also a free agent at one point, and then the Browns brought him back onto the team. I believe that was in 2023 or 2022, but I remember he still had a decent amount of gas left in the tank. He looked pretty explosive still. Sure, was he prime Kareem Hunt? Absolutely not, but still feel like he has a couple good seasons left in the tank, absolutely. And as far as the Chiefs go, with Pacheco going down, they currently have Pirine and Carson Steele. I actually thought Carson Steele was a fullback, just with the way he was moving with the ball. Just the way he moves with the ball, it looks a little bit different. I don't know if it's just because like he's a white RB, but for some reason I just always thought he was a fullback. And yeah, for that guy to be the starter for the Chiefs, I feel like that's just too risky. I feel like he's not there yet to handle that workload. Pirine is definitely efficient in certain spots, but I don't think he's really a two-down back, and I just think Kareem Hunt is definitely better than both of those guys. And, you know, the Chiefs drafted Kareem Hunt in 2017. I actually remember his first game, Sunday Night Football against the Pats. First ever carry, he fumbled it, but really, besides that one falter on that very first play, he put up really, really impressive numbers with the Chiefs. He was drafted in the third round, and he led the NFL that year with 1,300 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns. And then year two, 14 touchdowns, but he was cut because that infamous video of him kicking a female in a hotel hallway, I believe. You know, tricky subject to kind of tackle. Obviously, if that video never got released, he would have won multiple Super Bowls with the Chiefs, and who knows if the Chiefs ever get Isaiah Pacheco, because I really think Kareem Hunt would still be the RB1. Maybe he'd be slowing down around now, but from 2017 to 2023 at least, I feel like he would have been the RB1 if that video never got released. Now, a lot of people are kind of divided. I mean, that was a pretty controversial time, absolutely, because there's so many stories of NFL players kind of committing crimes or altercations like that, but just getting a slap on the wrist, i.e. Tyreek Hill, just off the top of my head. It's just a tricky gray area. And that's the thing, like, I'm not giving any of these guys a pass or anything, but it's really just the luck of the draw at the end of the day. Like, if the video gets released of any player committing anything, they're probably going to be screwed. But if you're a guy like Tyreek Hill, where all the things you've done off the field aren't caught on camera, then you're probably going to be okay. It's just the way it is, and it's just PR for the NFL's perspective. You know, obviously if there's a video of Ray Rice, that was a brutal video, I'm not going to lie. Pretty messed up, but the Ray Rice thing, you know, national media is going to cover that. The NFL can't have that guy in the league. And Ray Rice was a pretty good back, but once that video came out, you know, he was exiled. Even though he still had a lot of good years left in him, it doesn't matter. Like, if Tyreek had a video of him hurting one of his kids, could you imagine, bro? Or just like anything like that. I really think the Dolphins would be forced to cut him or to trade him, or I don't know. It would be awkward for sure, but that's the thing, dude. It's just, I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, I don't necessarily think Kareem Hunt got screwed because he still committed a crime, but I'm just saying compare him to the rest of the players that have committed the same crime or worse. In that sort of lens, he did get screwed. That's all I'm going to say. But for the present, the Chiefs are assigning him to the practice squad, not the active roster just yet. They probably want to see where he's at with everything, how much he remembers, and just his overall health and what he's got left in store before activating him to the active roster. So I expect them to do so because, like I mentioned, I don't think you could get it done with P. Ryan and Steele. I just think the Chiefs are pretty vulnerable at this point in time. That Falcons game definitely got a lot more interesting because Pacheco is a pretty elite back, man. And he really should be talked about as one of the best RBs in the game. Is he as multi-dimensional and explosive as someone like Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson? No, but I'd say still he's like a top 5, top 10 RB easily. The dude is a tough runner. I just love watching him run, man. And you take that away, I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot more complicated for the Chiefs to kind of get out of certain jams and whatnot. So Falcons are definitely in a good spot to kind of play spoiler and hand the Chiefs their first L of the year. We will see, though. And yeah, man, he's out for at least 6 weeks, so they're definitely going to have to do some maneuvering and placing some trust in one of these guys to really get the job done in certain spots. So it'll be pretty fascinating. Let me know what y'all think about this signing. Do you like Kareem Hunt? Or would you prefer them to start P. Ryan or Steele? I think if they started Steele, I think it would be definitely fascinating to watch. But I just don't think he's ready for that workload, man. I really don't think he's ready. But we'll find out. One last thing before I end this video. In case any of y'all are mad about what I said earlier about the Kareem Hunt controversial side of things, I just want everyone to take a second and really to look up Joe Mixon and what he did before he got drafted, I believe. Pretty crazy stuff, and the dude has been in the league steady and has always had a job, and he's been pretty efficient on the field, man. But I'm just saying, dude, like, these certain players and these narratives that the NFL have and like these suspensions and rules and, you know, all that, it's just a bunch of hypocrisy. It's all just a mess. I mentioned this in the offseason, but the NFL really needs to do something about laying down specific rules and concrete rules on certain suspensions because it's really wishy-washy. It's really just, like I said, the luck of the draw. It's completely random, and none of these guys are model citizens by any means. I don't know, man. It's just such a complicated subject matter, and I feel like if Roger Goodell at least starts with some sort of rules set with off-the-field behavior and misdemeanors and crimes, I feel like there one day could be some actual structure and rules so that this gray area of Kareem Hunt's getting screwed over but not getting screwed over, and Joe Mixon getting a slap on the wrist, and Tyreek Hill having nothing happen to him. I just feel like if you get rules one day, everything will be balanced and there will be no more of that nonsense, gray area, murky kind of waters. But let me know what y'all think about Kareem Hunt. Let me know what y'all think about everything else in between. Chiefs, Falcons, week 2 definitely got a lot more interesting. Sunday Night Football. Excited for that one, man. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
Has his target. And the tackle is made right around the 39-yard line. That's his first reception today.
Trying to get extra yards after the catch. And when you can break tackles like this, that's an excellent job by the wide receiver.
The Rams have it at the 39. That's a gain of only a yard. He's averaging 5 yards per carry on the day. Drop back, shotgun formation. Easy catch there, no one near him.